One of the things that I know when I've dealt with business owners in the past, a lot of them have said, I have no problem making the payment. The hardest part is qualifying for the loan. It's Rich with KRC Realty and Property Management Mortgage. It's Mortgage Mondays. I'm sitting here with Jerry Vederick today. We're going to be talking about stated income loans and bank statement loans. Those are great for people that are self-employed, so stick around. Jerry, Mortgage Mondays.
Mortgage Mondays, happy to be here. Beautiful San Marcos.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got somebody who, I had a call the other day. I had an individual give me a call. He's self-employed, pays out most of his money so he can write it off. Makes a lot of money, but writes most of it off, wants to get a loan. What type of loan are we looking at for that guy?
We have two options for him, Rich. We can either do a stated income loan or we could do a bank statement loan. Both of those are products for the self-employed man or lady that does not want to pay income taxes. Nobody does, but they want to be able to get a mortgage on a house. And what are their options? Well, those are two good options. All right, what do they require out of a borrower? Well, first of all, with a stated income loan, what we need is a little higher credit score, 700 plus FICO. With a bank statement loan, we can go a little bit lower, a little 600 plus. Okay, so those are two distinctions. Important to both of those loans is that you have to have a significant amount of cash reserves. The banks looked at that. 2010.
Okay, well, when you say significant, let's back up a little bit. Are we looking at 3 months?
It's
2 months?
3
2
to
3
5.
months?
It's 3 to 5 months, 3 to 6 months, depending on the amount borrowed.
So
Okay.
if you're saying you make $100,000 a year, you have to have 50 grand in the bank?
It's more a question
40?
of reserves being applicable to how many months payments have you got in cash. So if your mortgage payment is $5,000, do you have any per month? Do you have anywhere from $20,000 to $40,000 in cash reserves?
Right, and that doesn't have to be just actual cash. That could be 401k.
It can be.
Okay, so that's a huge game changer right there.
It's a big game
Because
changer.
if you're not a big cash flow, if you're a lot of your cash flow is going towards other things, but you got 75 grand sitting in the bank in a 401k, you can use that as your assets.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
And the other thing that's important in these two loans, again, principally for people that are self-employed, is a larger down payment. So, in an FHA loan, you only have to have 3.5% down if you've got a 580 FICO. In a stated income and in a bank statement loan, some of the programs require that you have up to 30% down payment.
Okay.
Okay, they're trying to mitigate the risk to the lender so that the lender, if you default, if you're not the person that you purport yourself to be, that the bank is covered.
But they're underwriting the loan based on credit and assets.
They're underwriting you're telling a lender that this is who I am, and you're producing some documents like some bank statements. Obviously for the bank statement loan, you have to have 12 to 24 months of bank statements showing deposits. Now, those deposits count as income in a bank statement loan. That's important. However, if you're transferring money from different accounts, that is not considered income. Big distinction in a bank loan, bank statement loan. Okay, now let's go back to stated income. Stated income, we're going to take a look at any of your assets, your cash reserves. We're going to say, okay, you got to have a high FICO score. All right, the bank is looking, the lender is looking to mitigate the risk that could be there. So he looks for all the options. And for both of those loans, they tend to be a little higher interest rate than a conventional or FHA loan.
When you're talking about higher interest rate, is that on the rate itself, or is it more in fees?
No, the fees are another factor. The closing costs could be higher on a stated income loan, okay? Because the more things that they have to look into to make sure that all the bona fides are there. The actual interest rate also can be higher. It could be 50 basis points, could be 75 basis points higher because of what the perceived risk is. So again, remember, the people who are using these type of products because they want to get a mortgage, they want to be able to have borrowed money, but they don't want to show the federal government or state government income.
And I do want to simplify things a little bit here. A basis point is a percentage of a percent.
Right.
So,
Correct.
so
There are
50
100
basis points is 1/2 of 1%.
Yes.
3/4 basis point is 3/4 of 1%.
Correct.
I don't want people to wonder what's a basis point.
Let me clarify some of the language I'm using here. 1% is comprised of 100 basis points. Okay, so when I say 1.25, 1.25, that's 1% plus 25 basis points.
Understood. Okay. So I guess to summarize this, because we don't need to spend too much time, I like the product, but one of the things that I know when I've dealt with business owners in the past, a lot of them have said, I have no problem making the payment. The hardest part is qualifying for the loan.
Yes.
Most business owners can make the payment. But
Yes.
most people that are stated income or commission based, they can come up with the payment. If they're self-employed, if they're shooting weddings for photography and stuff, they're like, I have plenty of money coming in. The problem is I'm not claiming all of it, or I'm writing it off. And therefore, this is a product that they can use because people can come up with that $3,500 a month to make the payment. They're just having a hard time qualifying for the loan. This is the product they want to go after.
Absolutely. And again, I understand all the people who are self-employed are trying to keep money reinvested into their own company, to their own activities, and yet they want to be able to buy a home like everybody else.
Great. Stated income loans and bank statements.
That's it, and we can help them. And we're here to help. We're trying to lend money, and we figure out any way we can that we can comply with federal rules, and we're happy to lend you money under those two programs.
Need more information? Go to krcrealty.com. Check out the link below and reach out to us. We're more than happy to help you out. I'll put you in touch with Jerry.